I know the O-line's doing great things in their room, being able to coach up the run game and the pass game, but just making sure that we're on the details because, when you're running the same system, for the second year in a row, it's just human nature is to kind of relax a little bit. So I think it's on us as players and as coaches to continue that high standard of detail.
Sam Darnold and the Seahawks looking to run it forward this season. To do that, they'll have to get through what was the toughest division in football last season, the NFC West. Without further ado, let's bring in Seahawks legend and Hall of Famer Walter Jones. Maybe the most important role he's carrying these days is the co-host of the Fifth Quarter. Yeah. Big Walt, great to have you on today.
How you doing, guys? Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on here, man.
Hey, Walt, I'm going to start. I'm audible. How hard has it been to carry this man, Paul Sylvia, on the Fifth Quarter every year? I mean, you put him on your shoulders and you just carry him every show, Walt.
He helped me out a lot, so I can't say that. I think he did a great job, for me personally, to be able to be with you guys, man, for so long, to be able to enjoy doing it, to be able to talk about the Seahawks, to be part of the organization, be part of the stadium. So this has been fun for me, man. At least getting a chance to get to know you guys too, outside of the whole realm of the media world. So for me personally, it's been a pretty cool ride. So appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man, and we're looking forward to having you back for the upcoming season. Walt, this upcoming season has already had a few changes with rosters, and the Rams make that monster trade for Myles Garrett. Let's start right there. What'd you think of that move?
I think it's a great move. Anytime you can get a guy like Myles Garrett to come to your team where you're contending for a Super Bowl, they understand that too. So I think in this division already is pretty tough. So I totally understand why they will go after a guy like Myles Garrett. And I think Myles too want to be on a championship team, want to be able to experience winning too. You've been in the league for so long and then you don't experience that. So I think him going to the Rams, he's definitely going to experience that and probably going to be in some crazy games and some big games, especially with the Seahawks and the Rams and stuff and what happened last year. So knowing that's constantly still building because everybody's watching the chess move, what moves you're going to make, what are they thinking about your team. You can think about what they're doing with this. You understand what they're thinking about. How do we get to the quarterbacks? And that's the number one thing in this league anyway. You got to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, hey, Walt, with that, I mean, you're a Hall of Famer, an offensive lineman. You spent your life trying to block guys like Myles Garrett and keeping them off the quarterbacks. What does he do? His numbers are just off the charts when it comes to sacks. What are you seeing that he does that makes it difficult for offensive lines to stop him and running backs?
I think the thing that he does so well is he's good with his hands, and then he's a strong kid. Like, he's a big kid. So when you get a guy that size, most of the time you range from a speed guy that's light, that don't want no contact, but this guy's like the perfect built defensive end where he's solid and heavy, where he can lay on you, he can go in the trenches and still make plays, but still, again, he have the quickness to be out there and pass rush and able to get to the quarterback. You saw last year that there was games that he won for the team alone just by him causing pressure and moving the quarterback off the spot. So a guy like that, he understands the game. He's a very intelligent kid where he goes out there and he played the game the way it's supposed to be played.
He's got guns like Sylvie too, Walt. I mean, you see those guns.
All right. Listen, you talk about guys with guns. Aaron Donald keeps himself in tremendous shape. He spent a lot of years terrorizing the Seahawks and throwing Russell Wilson all around back there. He's been retired for 2 seasons, just turned 35. Can you see him coming out of retirement to play with Myles Garrett?
I bet it's all about the situation. And I think, once you make that decision to retire, I think it's very hard. I think you only saw one person do that. That was Tom Brady, where he left and came back. Especially a guy like that, especially when you're in the trenches and your body is getting beat up. It takes a lot of mental to be able to come back out there and do it again. But still, again, a guy like him, he'll come here. He probably can come here when the season started. He probably ask for only 4 to 5 snaps a game, and he can wreck the game. So if they make that choice, they're going to be a tough team to beat. But I would feel like any professional guy, once you make that decision to walk away, I think it's very hard to get up to that point, what it takes to get ready for a season. And, he have said that multiple times that, it's just the preparation. You play this game for so long, then you get to a point, how hard is it to prepare and get ready for a long season?
I listened to you, Big Walt, last year on the fifth quarter every Sunday night talk about the offensive line and how well they were playing, and you were not alone. They got high marks last season. They re-signed Charles Cross in the offseason. Gray Zabel had a strong rookie season. Jalen Sundell at center, Abe Lucas. What do you like about the Hawks O-line moving into this season?
I think it's all about the experience. I think anytime you can keep these guys together, you're going to see consistently they get better every year. So I think, especially, and the guys are still young. I like that left side. You know, it's kind of falling into that same category as when we brought in Hutch. You brought in a young guy that was a plug and play guy that came out and played the game like a true professional. You know what I'm saying? A great kid. He wanted to be great. You know what I'm saying? So all those guys come back. Everybody's coming back pretty healthy. So I think that's a great start going into to this season, that your line is still together and these guys have won at the very highest level. So all that they're going to do now is get better because they understand what it takes to win it all and how dominant you have to be in every game.
And adding on to that, I mean, how strong does that make this offense? Not only is the offensive line coming back together, you got that same quarterback behind him as well. How key is having that QB back?
Well, it's very key. You know, you think of what Donald had done here in the last 3 years, where he left Minnesota with 14 wins, came here with 14 wins. So you're only thinking that it's going to get better. He haven't hit his peak yet, and what he can be as a quarterback. You know, he's been through all this stuff. You know, and I think in the end that probably helped him. So you never know what's going to help a kid. You know, you go through all these setbacks, and then all of a sudden you're put on the right track, and you're kind of seeing what Donald's doing. So, and everybody know that this is the team to beat. So I'm thinking that Donald just has to continue. You know, it's one of those things where people say, okay, what you now as a quarterback, you got to figure out what they're going to do to try to stop you and stop you from doing the things that you do great.
Hey, Walt, you talk about the team to beat. Seahawks have a target on their back, but you look at their offseason, kind of quiet. They brought in Dante Fowler, but didn't have too many needs. Did it surprise you at all that the Seahawks didn't make more moves in the offseason in an effort to run it forward, as Mike McDonald would say?
I think it's all about the next man up for him and stuff like that. So I don't think he ever put it in. I think the guys that he have, though, you know, a lot of time with these coaches, it takes a couple of years to figure out who your guys are, who you like to coach. You know, these coaches understand that. So I think he liked the unit that he has. You know, the guys that, especially the backup guys. I thought last year a lot of the backup guys got a lot of playing time. So that helps you more to say, you know what, we're going to bet on the younger guys and not go out here and try. Not saying it's not going to happen before the season starts, that they might make a trade or pick up a guy, but I feel like they love their younger guys because those guys had an opportunity last year to get out there and play in big games. So I think they understand that they love their first unit, but that second unit guys are come out there and play too. So I think they saying we're going to bet on our younger guys and let these guys develop and become more and more part of this team.
Yeah, we saw that all season last year, the young guys stepping up. I love the story of Ty Okada, you know, the walk-on at Montana State and what he did last season. Pretty cool stuff. Good point, Walt.
Yeah, and, you know, Walt, Derek Halls, that was one of those guys, too. I mean, he's a young guy, just 25 years old. Mike McDonald likes him. Schneider likes him. They want to keep him in the program there, and they signed him to that new deal. And that just tells you that they had a lot of faith, and they made him a clear priority as they headed into the offseason, try to get that deal done. So it just speaks to what you just said, the fact that they like their guys, and they want to keep the guys they have.
Exactly, and I think that's a great sign, especially for a young guy, or you know, you're seeing guys, like you say, you're seeing guys get paid, and now as a player that you know you're going out there, you're being consistent, okay, and now for players, and it's around all the league where you want to feel wanted, you want to feel supported. So anytime a team show that, okay, you are our first priority, we're going to get this deal done, so you can feel secure, and now we can go out there and play football. So that's a great sign for him, to knowing that he's going to go out there and play and not to worry about his contract. And when you get guys like that, they're going to go out there and play some great football.
That good fit for the Seahawks.